All right, I got a roof over my head. Now, sure, this isn't my own place. I mean, I'm the only one who lives here, but I don't own the place. So there's a lot of things that I can't do here. However, there are a lot of things that I can. Being forced into homelessness prevented me from having an address that I could have things sent to. And with the volatility of all of the situations that I was in, I couldn't trust that I was going to be in any of those places long enough to actually receive mail at most of them. The ones that I did, well, I tried my best, but it didn't work out. When I left Virginia, it's because Moose broke up with his girlfriend because she's a psycho. So while I was going from Virginia to South Dakota, of course, we all know what happened. That was my birthday last year. What happened on my birthday last year? That's right. Natalie's twin sister Alicia was in a high-speed chase, her and her druggy-ass child molesting father, through multiple states. And of course, I'm not a shitty excuse for a human being, so I tried to help find her, just like with Natalie, just like with many others. And of course, I get treated like I must have killed her, I must have chopped her up, fed her to the dog, some sort of crazy goddamn bullshit like that. Well, Alicia is still alive, obviously. I didn't eat her or feed her to my doggies. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. No, I'm not making pipe bombs to go blow up her house or her apartment or her dogs or her whatever the fuck. Because I'm not interested in hurting people. Now, the real problem that we're encountering is we live in a world full of complete bullshit. Now, I'm not real good with a lot of this technological crap. However, because I do have an address of my own now, woo, I can have stuff sent to me. What would I have spent the money on if I'd have been able to come here in January of 2018, right after Natalie disappeared? Instead of spending it on the courts and on making other people happy who promised to help me. Sean, if you do this and you do that, you're not understanding how much money that costs to do what you're asking. And you're not helping with it. And you're treating me like shit when I don't get the outcome that you expected. Then again, you've never gone through it and I have, so I already knew what to expect. But nope, I am autistic, so I must be retarded and not have any fucking goddamn clue what the hell I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So let me show you ink cartridges. Woo! This is one of the things I would have spent my money on in January of 2018. Now, my list of things to buy in January of 2018, or December rather of 2017, with that money that Ken and Leah stole was, number one, I bought an Oculus, Oculus Rift or whatever. I was told it's supposed to help people with sensory overload issues. So I bought one, and it wouldn't work with the program that I had on my computer at the time. So Ken was going to go take that back, and I was going to get the money back and buy a different one. I was also going to buy a 3D printer, completely different from this thing, but also, like, you look back through my entire history of me being me, I've always tried to make the world a better place. Them tools that people want to laugh about like it's no big thing. No, those tools were hard to come by. Like, I was arguing with one of the Jepson boys the other day. He's telling me about how he's got everything he's got because he worked. No, dude. No. You got what you got because of your family. All of your tools that you use, you have access to those tools because your family busted their ass before you were ever born. So you didn't earn it in the way that you think you did. You didn't buy those tools. They're not yours. You have access to them because you have special privileges. Now that special privileges thing, that's something we need to get into as well. You will give your family special privileges. If they do something screwed up, you will try to protect them, even if they harmed another human being in most cases. You will play on Jesus and on your church groups to try to help your family out when your family does something wrong. You have any idea how many times I've seen that? I mean, just my mom alone, the number of screwed up shit that she's done and then gone into church. Man, that'll fuck you up on religion. Kind of like her having sex with my friends in high school while she's married, and then kicking my stepdad out and bashing up his fucking truck because one of his characters on a video game got married to another character on a video game. People are fucking crazy. But then again, if you haven't had to deal with people like that, it's an entirely different scenario, isn't it? So, now that I have this printer, I can do part of what I needed to do, which is make paper copies of everything. And I have thousands of things in there. So this is going to take a while, and I will probably have to order more black ink. I'm also going to try to print out all of them screenshots. I'm going to try to piece them together so they're in order, though. It'd be kind of nonsensical not to. Although I suppose if I printed them out real big and wasted a bunch of paper and a bunch of ink, I could probably pull them out one at a time, organize them in the order that they should go in. This right here, it doesn't seem like much. A lot of you guys said to go down to the libraries and do stuff like this. Well, the library is fine for certain things, but there are also other things that it's not fine for. And if you're in a situation where it's not fine for a library, it's probably not a good idea to go into the library. Believe it or not, going into an environment like Starbucks is actually safer for a homeless person than going into the library. Those of you who don't understand that, that's not my fault. I shouldn't have to hold your hand to get you to understand that people are people. I'm a human being, same as you are. I have thoughts, feelings, and emotions, same as you do. Just because I think differently than you doesn't make me a bad person. Just because people slandered my name doesn't mean that it's okay to harm me. Of course, I guess that all comes down to opinion, though, doesn't it? Because the law don't care. If the law don't care, then it must not matter, or you must not matter. And if you don't matter, then it doesn't matter, right? It just sounds like a bunch of crazy bullshit to me. And yeah, maybe my opinion is slightly askew, but there's a reason for it. You know, if you were raped by a guy and you hate every dude for the rest of your life, that's not on every dude. Now, if you have to deal with, let's say, a plumber, all right? Let's pick a profession. Let's say you were raped by a plumber, and now you hate all plumbers. It's not reasonable. Now, let's say you know 8 plumbers and 6 of them raped you. That's a different story. That is a different story entirely. That's what it's like dealing with the police. You guys say, oh, they're not all bad. Yeah, they're all bad. The good cops are still going to lie to stick up for the bad cops. So, yeah, the good cops are all bad. However, I have a good start here. I'm doing something about that now. Hopefully, I can find the paperwork on it, read up on it a little bit, and figure out how to use my printer. Somebody was telling me that it's probably just plug and play, which apparently means that you just plug it in and it'll walk you through the steps. Now, there's a few things that I've been able to do that with. Some of those things, after all those steps were done, they still didn't work, but at least we can do is try, right? Now, through most of this, one of the biggest lies that police wanted to keep on telling was saying that I'm not trying to get help. With all due respect, I was staying in contact with people who promised to help for months and months and months and months because I needed that help. I went to the police to try to get help because I needed help. I didn't need to be locked up in a nuthatch. I needed them to either look at the evidence or shoot me in the fucking head. That goes for all of you. When good men do nothing, that is evil enough. Pretty famous saying. I mean, sure, it's not exactly up there with the goose and the gander, or a shit in the hand is worth 2 birds in a bush, or some crap like that. Yes, I know I got that wrong. I also did it intentionally. And the other thing is the idea that if I stick up for men who are wrongly accused, that I'm mansplaining, fuck you. If you have to twist, manipulate, and contort things to the point that me explaining to you basic understandings is mansplaining, then you need to be mansplained. I shouldn't have to mansplain to you that what your ex did to you is his fault. If telling you that that's not my fault is mansplaining because you're blaming it on me, well, stop blaming it on me and I won't have to mansplain to you that another person's actions are not my decisions. The other thing is, if he harmed you and you come to me, I'm going to help. So instead of treating me like shit for mansplaining, ask for help. And then there's this, you got toxic man syndrome. Women don't need to be rescued. Bitch, we all need rescued. Every one of us. Even Donald Trump has needed multiple rescues since becoming president. That dude's fucking rich. Yeah. Lucy, you got some mansplaining to do. That come across as racist? I always liked Ricky Ricardo, by the way. It might have been his accent. I liked it way better than Ricky Martin's, that's for damn sure. But then again, he's a comedian. I don't care. People are people. You know, there's racist people of every color. People try to mansplain to me that only white people can be racist. Really? Oh my God. Where did this person grow up? I want to know. It's impossible for a black person to be racist. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You got no idea how many black people I know who don't like Mexicans. And oddly enough, it's because they think the same thing about Mexicans that most you racist white folk think about black folks. Odd how the world works that way, isn't it? But, you know, as long as you aren't going after black people, if you go after a socially acceptable group to victimize, and yes, I understand that to some degree society does accept racism. But there's also a lot of people who are anti racism, who fight about it, who speak out about it, who try to change the laws about that, show the truth. The homeless don't really got those folks. They don't really have the ear of anybody who's willing to do shit. Now, yes, there are small individual situations or groups that are doing the best they can, but they're doing so with limited resources, if any at all. And they're all secluded and separated. Well, that makes it complicated. When you got to go to Minneapolis to get this kind of help, but you got to go to Seattle for the other kind of help. And you need both kinds, but you can't live in both places. And then you got the situation of anywhere that you happen to land, you got a grace period. That grace period is until you hit the police radar. If you're homeless, you're going to hit the police radar really fucking quick. If you're living out of a vehicle, you're going to hit the police radar really fucking quick. Once they got your number, they're not going to leave you alone. You can either spend your time in jail, in most cases for crimes that you didn't even commit. Now, you can either sit your time in jail for crimes that you didn't commit, or you can move on. Move on before they start charging you with crimes that are bullshit. But then you're constantly moving on, and moving is expensive, as many of you know. One lady that was promising to help me, she and I had an argument. I have a lot of those. She was telling me that I was incredibly insensitive while she was going through a really stressful time of moving, and I was trying to apologize. She didn't want to hear an apology. That's not what she had in her head at all. What she had in her head is that she'd been through a very, very frustrating few days, and I had messaged, and now mind you, it wasn't a mean message. It wasn't one of my infamous fuck you messages, which I still send those, by the way. But this is just a message, you know. It wasn't like a, you know, I need your attention right fucking now kind of thing. It wasn't anything of that sort. But after telling me that she'd been moving and that she was really stressed out, she was really angry with me, I was like, I completely understand that. I've moved over 30 times in the last couple of years. Oh, don't even do that to me. Don't even try to one up me. Yes, I totally said that to try to one up you. Meanwhile, she's also got a family that's helping her, and I really didn't. Don't get me wrong. My dad was actually a little bit of help, but also the help that he insisted that I have basically canceled out all the help that I was actually able to get, and also prevented me from being able to get the help that I needed, and prevented me from getting help further down the road, and still did not resolve my problem of not getting to see my loved ones. Now, that's not to say I don't love my dad. Just we ain't really a part of each other's lives because he's an asshole. He never had to be homeless. He always had women to take care of him. And I mean that. When before he went to prison, well, actually, when he graduated from high school, my grandpa gave him and my mom a place in Bridgeport. He just gave it to him. So he got that for getting married to my mom. Okay, so we'll fast forward. My dad has a place in a trailer park. He's living with Kathy, and it's Kathy's place. And my dad goes to prison for selling cocaine. Kathy marries him while he's in prison. He gets out of prison, and he's already got a house already there for him. All he has to do is move in. Whew, damn, that was difficult. Then things didn't work out with him and Kathy. He was able to get his own place because he had me and my older brother, so he was able to mooch the money off the government, as you guys keep saying. He was able to have his own place, sort of. Got himself a girlfriend named Diane. He married her later on, by the way. There's a video with her on here. You're not welcome here. Well, that's great. I didn't come here for a welcome. I came here for evidence. But you know what? I have to fight this. I don't have a choice of not fighting it. That's what you're not understanding. Something like this, when it impacts your life this heavily, when literally you are not a human being, when you don't get to defend yourself and will never get to defend yourself again, because to this society, you are not a human being over slander, there's a major issue. See, I didn't break the law and then have people complain that I broke the law. That would have been far too easy. No, what I got was victimized over and over and over and over and over and over and over. When I tried to get these people to stop, they wouldn't. When I tried to go to my friends for help, they were too busy talking over me and telling me how to think and feel. When I went to the police, they were too busy treating me the way that you treat a male who has these issues. If it's a female, you're like, oh, poor you, oh, poor you. When it happens to a male, you're like, go back to your man cave, get the fuck out of here, I don't care. Gotta love this fucking country, don't you? So now that I got the printer so I can get started on this, and it's got a disc that comes with it, I suppose I'm gonna have to turn off this here video and smoke me a tobacco, read some instructions, and hook this shit up. Have a nice day.